Okay, hey everyone. Thank you all for watching. This is going to be my training vlog for our classifier match, which is going to be about 6 weeks from now. And I'm really terrible about practicing these days, not super consistent with the dry fire or the live fire for that matter. I've just been really having fun in a sense, which is good, but also, you know, when you have goals where you're trying to progress in your skill level, you really need to carve out time for practice. So what I'm gonna do is use the channel as kind of a scapegoat for creating content. What am I trying to say? Essentially, I'm going to tell myself that I need to create a training vlog, which is going to be this, and this will hopefully force me to actually practice. Okay, week one in review. So far, from a dry fire perspective, I made 3 out of the 5 days. Subject matter for the dry fire session for this week was really just getting reacquainted with draw and reloads. So regular draw, hands relaxed at sides, surrender draw, and then also the turning draw, right? Because those are the 3 types of draws that you'll see during a classifier. Also just static reloads, because those are really what are important for the classifier. The classifier match is happening 6 weeks from now, so really looking to ramp up training for this, so that I can parlay this into maybe more of a learned pattern for me, a new pattern for training, because we have 2 major matches kind of back to back in September. So I want to be ahead of the training curve this year instead of behind, which has been usually the case for the past few years. And yeah, I really want to put some reps in this year. All right, quick range report. I didn't set up video. There were too many. There were 3 other people shooting today, practicing today, and I just needed to be in and out because I was only really practicing draws and reloads. So I didn't catch any of the technique video. But I think the important thing is that I set some baselines, which was good. I was a little bit better than I thought I'd be. Draw to maybe a 7-yard target, 7-yard steel, just a plain draw was like a 1.06 to 110, which is decent for a piece of steel, a larger piece of steel, maybe a 10-inch plate, and surrender draw was more like a 1.3, 1.2, 1.3, if I remember correctly. Turn draw was more like a 1.4. 1.4 to 1.6 was the range. And then my shot-to-shot reload time was 1.2, pretty consistently 1.2. So, I probably spent maybe not even 30 rounds just figuring that out, because draw and reload, that's kind of one of those things that it's not really, my opinion is it's not really fruitful to spend a lot of ammo on that. There's a lot of stuff I just need to practice that stuff in dry fire, and then make the time improvements in dry fire. So what I'll do, I'll start adding the par times to try to push the movement time to be more swift. Not really that much to cut off. Ideally, if I could get back to like a consistent, or get to a consistent 0.9 draw, I think that would be good. 0.9 relaxed draw, and then maybe like a 1 second surrender draw, 1.1. I think that'll be good. And really, I think the lowest hanging fruit there is going to be getting that turn draw down to a more respectable time. Maybe a consistent 1.4 that's pushing kind of a 1.3 would be good. I think I need to go back and check notes and make sure that that's accurate, and then do the math on certain classifiers to see if that's where I need to be, right? I did end up having some fun there. Some of the guys were looking to do video for the range using the new action bay at our range there. So I did a few bill drills. 3 bill drills, average 1.9. One of the good takeaways that I found today was I didn't really, to get the 1.06, 1.1 draw, I didn't really feel like I was pushing anything. It felt normal to me. And so I guess all that to say is that, whenever I was pushing, in air quotes, while I was trying to move my arms faster, to get those 0.9, 0.8 draws, that's what, I felt rushed. And then the hits were, the hits weren't there on the steel, right? So yeah, let's see, let's review. So I think the actual draw mechanics are fine. Just need to be a little bit more deliberate with those, or maybe a little bit more swift. Got to work on that. Eye speed, I think that's going to be, my eye speed isn't where it needs to be. Just seeing the mag weld, like for example on a reload, seeing the mag weld and looking back at the target, I kind of followed my gun out a little bit at times, and I think that slowed down my reload time quite a bit. So just training my eyes to do what they're supposed to do again, that's going to be another focus. So I guess the takeaways from this week, I think getting just the few reps of dry fire practice, the 3 days of dry fire practice in before this live fire session really helped, because it just got the gun back in my hand, got me back in the motions. I was happy to see that my plane draw was like in the 1 second range. And for a match, I wouldn't work on that. But since we're focusing on, 6 weeks of just fundamentals for a classifier match, I think that focusing on, the fundamentals, the draw, reload, the turn, and very short transitions, that's going to be the focus. I'm going to hone in on that for 6 weeks, and after that, I'm really, other than moving reloads and stuff like that, I'm not really going to practice, deep diving into those fundamentals for the rest of the season. Net executive summary, week 1, decent start. Let's just keep consistent. I'm hoping to keep consistent for anybody who's watching this. And if you have any questions, just hit me in the comments.